Mississippi, a couple of states tied together through history and a couple of schools that share some common ground are going to lock horns once again in the battle for the Golden Boot. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the LSU Fighting Tigers, Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Arkansas Razorbacks, taking on the 17th ranked team in the land, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. LSU will put a foot to it for the opening kickoff. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Razorbacks offense will take the field first. LSU had to fight for every bit of it, but they took home the boot the last time they saw the Razorbacks.
Yeah, close game. Those rivalry games are fun to watch, especially when they go down to the wire. And LSU did what they needed to do to get the boot, to take it back. Now it's on the line today, Palmer.
That's what the LSU coaching staff was so happy about, was that their team could handle their emotions in a rivalry game like that against Arkansas and do the things you need to do to win it late.
Unloads to the wideout. Finds a man on the right. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Finds his tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
Nice job decision-making by the quarterback there in the RPO, not handing it off, knowing he had to throw it, but then also understanding his open guy was going to be in the right flat.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Breaks into the open. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42.
You want to settle everybody in on the road? You want to take the nerves away? Run the football. Really, really good job. The offensive line, they're physical and nasty. They're not nervous. They're not worried about this crowd getting loud. They just want to hit you right in the mouth, and they started the game off with some good physicality.
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
Rustled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive. And the Razorbacks getting set on 1st and 10. He'll toss it. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
So far, it's been a rough first drive for this defense, but I tell you what, guys, all can be forgotten if they can bow up and make a stand right here. You got a goal-to-go situation. You know they're going to try to be physical. The field's already shrunk. Get some momentum back right here. Get a big stand. At least hold them to 3.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better.
And you'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10, 15 plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown. Everything working perfectly. They look like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So LSU's offense will go to work for the first time. Coming out on first down with the play fake. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but second down coming. Some rivalries forged in excellence, some in geographical proximity, and that's what we have once the Razorbacks join the SEC. Someone had the brilliant idea. We need a big golden boot that looks like the two states, and it's one of the most hotly contested rivalry games of the year.
And big is the right word. It's 4 feet tall. It's 200 pounds. It's 24-karat gold. Palmer, this is the trophy you want to win. There's some bad trophies out there, but this boot is a big deal.
It fills your trophy case. It's got girth. It's got weight. You appreciate that. I know everyone's going to say, no, Italy's the boot. No, it's not. Louisiana, Arkansas, and the Golden Boot Trophy. That's what it's all about.
Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. First one of the day is booted away. They ran him out there 4 times in the victory last week. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Sends it back in motion. They'll run the option. At midfield, he's got room. And he froze that defender. He thought he was going to pitch it, kept it himself, and turned it into a big play. The Razorbacks come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going.
Offensive coordinators feel really smart when the run game opens, especially early in the game, because now everything is at their disposal.
Turning it on. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
When receivers are running slant routes against man coverage, sometimes you get open using speed, but sometimes it's pure physicality. This receiver does a great job using his hands, and then he's able to fight his way to the inside. At the end of the day, he just wanted that football more.
Got some room, headed to the goal line, and he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Razorbacks.
Well, the defense is going to be kicking themselves for that. They knew coming into this game they had to stop this wide receiver, and it wasn't just going to be catching the football. They knew they might see him in the run game as well. Really good timing on the reverse call there. Down in the red zone, the defense just not able to catch up and make a tackle.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Finds the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. LSU quick to the line. This rivalry picked up steam when the Razorbacks joined the SEC, and man, some of the names that have had moments: Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, Matt Jones, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, all of it over a golden boot.
And been playing since 1901. You think about all the great rivalries in college football, especially in the South. This is one of the best ones here.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Hauls it in at the 25. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. He put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Grabbed behind the line. It's Clemens. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. So now it's 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. It's complete to the left. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
Now they'll run the draw. Spins away from the defense. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
Beautiful play call offensively at the perfect time. In that situation, the defense obviously expecting pass, so they sneak the draw in and gash the defense.
They're going to ride this running back. Got the first down and still on his feet. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And you really can't be called the Hogs if you're not willing to grind it out in the dirt.
Yeah, and I love calling the offensive linemen the hog mollies. In Arkansas, in that beautiful state, you're going to find a bunch of big, strong individuals, and the identity of that team is usually built on those guys up front.
And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Back to the ground game on the left. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. We've reached the break. Arkansas has the lead. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the first period as we look at the stats. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. So first down here as they go back to work. Wide receiver comes in motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Plows through the defense. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver in different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. On the option. Rides the back and leaves it. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Razorbacks will line it up on 1st and 10. To the ground. He's got it again. They'll put the brakes on him at the 21, give him a yard. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They send the tight end in motion. He's stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. Third down play in the red zone, and this crowd is at fever pitch. To the ground to try to pick up the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And that's a nice third down conversion for this offense. And I tell you what, the struggle for this offense has been stringing those first downs together. They're not in the top 50 in college football in first downs. They'll get one, and then they kind of...
He's trying to get it in. Touchdown, Arkansas! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. And he added the extra point. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. There's still plenty of time, but you see that 21-point deficit, and there is a sense of urgency now. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Makes the grab. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. LSU right back to the line.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Looking to throw on first down. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. The Tigers come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. He'll keep it himself. He's going to lose a yard on that one. The Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. The give on the option. Can't get him to the ground. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. And the Tigers look to keep this drive humming.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense, because 3rd down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
That's now 200 catches in his career.
It's so impressive because of his dependability. This guy has been consistent, David, week in, week out. He shows up, and he makes plays.
And it's easy to coach a guy like that. Consistent, does the work, catches the football, you know where he's going to be. That's why he's got 200 catches.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. On target. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23. This offense has been sluggish, to say the least, but finally they're on the move on 1st and 10. Here's a heat. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
Well, the offense trying to stay aggressive, right? You just came up with a huge play, and right away you go back to another pass, but you got to do a better job protecting your quarterback. Can't give up a sack there.
2nd down, he'll throw it. The quick out. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Well, that's one the DB, I think, would like to have back. Out route, he was in man coverage. If he could have just got out of his break a little bit sooner, he might have had a chance to intercept that one and take it to the house.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Pass is incomplete, and by this stage of his career, you'd think a junior quarterback might take a little better care of the football. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. And they'll kick it from the left side, a 44-yard try. What a disappointment. No good. After the missed field goal, still down by 21 points, guys.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like, the field goal miss-make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
He'll do it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. Intercepted for the 11th time this season.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. To the air on 1st down. Finds his target down the middle. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. That's why the good Lord invented tight ends, isn't it, David? Get a good pickup on 1st down, open up the entire playbook.
And it just makes life so easy on quarterbacks. I mean, you got these guys that are so gifted athletically that you can do everything with them. They're like overgrown wide receivers, and now understanding zones and how to attack them. It's just unbelievable when you got these kind of big athletes.
You have to wonder, after missing a field goal on the last drive, how are they going to play this 3rd down? Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. And here's the chance to cut into that lead before halftime. 1st and goal. Intercepted to stop the threat. The 50. He's at the 40. The 20. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Razorbacks. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
On the run from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them in the first half, but here's an opportunity, David, to execute some plays, put some throws together, and generate some points.
And you're right, Jesse, and this offense needs to start now. Like, we got to get some points on the board, create some momentum, and continue it, because you've dug yourself.
There he goes. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Wants to throw on first down. Works the middle of the field. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. LSU getting set on 1st and 10. Here we go. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Cox. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. And they make the play to stop the scoring opportunity just before the end of the half.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Final seconds of the first half. Let's see if they can pull off a little magic. Throws it back. Under fire. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Moves around to clear up the vision. Fires to the big fella. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with the results of the play. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Fellas, in a rivalry filled with magical moments, even more here today between the Tigers and Razorbacks. And this offense has been the story through 2 quarters, extending this lead and really dominating almost every aspect of this game. We're talking lethal efficiency from the O-line right on down to the skill position guys. Although I'd argue those big uglies up front are skilled players in their own right.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Got blown out in the first half and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts with one play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes infectious for the defense, for special teams. Everything can change. It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it. I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen, and it's got to start on this drive.
And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Let's see if they can put the defense on its heels on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Fires to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to keep it in the air. Here's the pressure. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
And how about the defense getting home with the pass rush? Playing man coverage in the back end. You need to win up front. Those guys got to get to the quarterback. Do a great job rushing the passer. I can play man when I got a pass rush like that.
Complete in the middle. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Off the play fake on first down. He's got an open man. Breaks into the open. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8.
The offense really struggled in the first half of this game, so it was important coming out of halftime. They were able to generate some momentum and get some rhythm offensively. And right now they look like they have it on this drive. Great news to see the quarterback make that last throw there to pick up the first down. They need him to play great in the second half.
These red zone trips, red has meant stopped. They've got nothing in 3 previous tries. To the air on second down. Trying to find the end zone. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Tigers!
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them.
LSU, 7.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. They still have a cushion, but you don't want to feed that hope with unproductive drives. Rides to back on the option to give. They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
The inside handoff. Barrels all the way to the 29, a gain of 6.
And that looked like an easy decision for the quarterback. Hand it off, give him the ball, let him get 5+ yards. Nice decision, nice job by the running back, getting the yardage.
The Razorbacks come to the line needing just inches for the first down. They'll try to power their way ahead. Oh, he's got some space. And he's brought down, but the defender got a face full of stiff arm before he picked up that first down. And the Razorbacks have it with a 1st and 10. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Got the first down and more. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big gain for the offense.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now has taken out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place, and that time they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
Red pass, it's complete.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down.
And that's a great sign for this offense because this year we know there's been a little bit of inconsistency, and I think the biggest problem has been third down. Right there, nice job executing, running the ball, picking up the first, and keeping this drive alive.
The Razorbacks kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Wide receiver going in motion. The give to the back. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things.
Turning it on. Knocked down for the tackle.
You know, the RPO game now in college football really puts the defense in a bind, and it forces them just to freeze a half second as they try to distinguish between the running back and the quarterback. Who's keeping the football? On that play, it was the running back, and he made him pay.
And the Razorbacks back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. On the option. He'll toss it. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Arkansas! Great job by the back on the option.
And the offense doing a nice job mixing the option play on that drive. They're able to get the defense outflanked. Nice decision by the QB, pitching it outside wide, and the running back using his speed.
35, LSU, 7.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. They haven't had a whole lot of production, nor much to show for it on the scoreboard so far, and if they're going to get back in this game, it needs to start right now.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
Offense working from the pistol. He leaves it with the back. Stopped after a pickup of 4. Good run to get it out to the 34.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. Great contact on that ball as it just hangs up in the sky. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Got room to work. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. He's loose on the right. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Razorbacks! And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. That's the end of the quarter, and Arkansas has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Stadium buzzing, kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. The Tigers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Got a little space. Dragged down at the 26 after a pickup of 5.
A nice job on second down. Maybe you're expecting a pass, but sticking the run in there, catching them off balance a little bit, getting a big gain, getting the first down.
Dropping back, it's Pettis. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming. They're dealing with a second and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
He finds a dead spot in the middle. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down. He'll pull it on the read. Brought down after keeping those powerful legs moving, getting all he could. He'll be a few inches short. Going to work on second down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Quarterback on the keep. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. LSU lining up first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, LSU! Excellent pass by the back on the option. In a lot of losses, you just want to burn the tape. You don't want to watch it. But I think there are some things that they can take into next week from this performance.
No doubt. Offense is about finding your rhythm, finding your groove, what you do well. And you can tell, at least now, starting to get a little something going that maybe you can build on.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Then that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score, David. See if they can do it again.
Yeah, and I find it hard-pressed they're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, Dave. Everybody in this stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Right back to the well. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I mean, getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle for a loss.
Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. Try to get it to the edge. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. The Razorbacks will call on their punt team. They'll look to pin him deep. He makes the fair catch, and they'll spot the ball at the 18. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. And the pass to the sideline will pick up a short gain.
Man, you put those slot receivers in there, and here's why you do it. You back them off the football a lot of times, but who's guarding them? A lot of times those are linebackers. Those are safeties. You get those good matchups where you can feature one of your speedsters, and a lot of times good things happen.
Solid run. Picks up 6 and gets it to the 28.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Tries to slither forward on the sneak. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on third down. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
That's a down and distance that would make a lot of coaching staffs pause, maybe call a timeout and think about, but not this one. There was no doubt, Reese, they were going to run the football and try to pick that up on fourth.
Direct challenge to the defense. If you want the ball, you're going to have to take it from us or stop us, and they didn't.
So moving forward in this game, let's just see how this defensive line responds to this. Can they be more physical?
Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt coming. Unloads to the wideout. Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet.
Hey, I got to be honest. I don't know if the defense was expecting that type of throw on fourth down. It looked like they were all huddled close to the line of scrimmage, looking for something in the quick game, but instead the quarterback
Looking deep down the right side. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. Rushes on him. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. Throws to the wideout. Makes a catch. First down and maybe a lot more. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17. It's a lost cause, but they keep fighting. Right on the money. And that will be the final play as the clock strikes 0 here. The battle for the Golden Boot belongs to the state at the top of the boot as Arkansas takes down LSU. That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.